You like my ghost face shirt?
Wow.
This little ghost candle is here not only to remind us of the inevitability of death. That works again. But also to remind us that Scream is super fun. Yes, yes, yes. If you didn't notice by the shirt, today we will be talking about Scream to close off spooky spring, even though by the time this video comes out, it's going to be technically summer. That's why we're closing off spooky spring. Let's see what happens, you know what I mean? Maybe we'll extend it to spooky summer. Okay, I love the Scream movies. I think that they are fantastic. I think they are love letters to horror movies and love letters to horror fans. And Scream 6 was trying to be this ultra love letter because it was a throwback killer movie. It references every single ghost face up until this point. And I think that the love letter could have had a little more love in it. And so I have come up with a few ways to do that. In order to tell you how to be a better love letter, I have to spoil Scream 6 and kind of subsequently every other Scream movie. If you've never seen the Scream movies, they're incredibly meta in various ways. They are meta with it itself. They are meta with other horror movies. It is super fan heavy. It is for the fans. In universe, there are books and movies about the previous Scream movie and the murders that happened in them. So like we have a character who writes books, we have a character who makes the movies, the characters go and see these movies, they read the books about their own lives. You know, it's cool, it's great, it's awesome. The characters are all horror fans themselves, or they have plenty of friends who are horror fans and they in turn know horror tropes and how to navigate them to the best of their ability. I think that that makes these Scream movies so special, especially because Wes Craven, who created Scream, made so many other horror franchises and horror movies. If anyone would know, I think he would. For clarity's sake, I'm just going to say Scream 2022 is Scream 5, just because it's easier. I'm going to say Scream 1 also for Scream 1996. The interesting mystery in Scream 6 is that each Ghostface encounter is accompanied with the dropping of a Scream mask from a previous movie in ascending, descending order. So Scream 5, Scream 4, Scream 3, Scream 2, Scream 1. So the big mystery is like, how did this Ghostface get all these masks? He must have some kind of love for these movies. He's calling back to all the old killers. Like, how's he doing that? How does he have all these masks? And that must be significant. That's a super cool concept. I love that concept. If you're doing like a super callback killer, that's so fun. But Scream 6 kind of ended the callbacks with that. And I think that we could add some flair to make it even more of a callback killer and make it even more fun for the fans. Here's the spoiler. The killers, there's 3 this time, and they're the family of the previous killer from Scream 5. So they have all the memorabilia because he was a super Scream fan. Technically, he was a super Stab fan, which is the franchise based on the Scream movies in universe of the Scream movies. He has like this big collection because he is a super fan. However, it's his family who are not super fans, who are just like using it as a little bit like a calling card of like, I have this memorabilia, but I'm not a fan. To honor a fan, I am using it. You dig? So I think it'd be super fun if the first Ghostface encounter where the first Scream mask was dropped, which was the Scream 5 mask, I think that the first victim should have been a camp counselor. Just like as a little throwaway thing. Because then it adds to the fact that these new killers are family of a fan. Kind of like how if you're really into Pokemon or something, and then your parents call every single Pokemon Pikachu. You know, if you called back to the wrong horror movie, like you were like, yeah, the kid loves horror. What happens in horror movies? Like camp counselors, like aren't all horror movies about like camp counselors? So I think that'd be so great if the first kill happened to be a camp counselor. Like, they could keep all the rest. I love the beginning fake out of Scream 6. I think that's so fun. We've never had a fake ghost face before, and I think that that's super, super fun. A fake ghost face as the first victim. That's so cool. We've never done that before. I think we could keep that. But I think it'd be also super fun if they were a camp counselor. Like, because the new ghost faces think they're doing something with that. The spirit is there, but it's not the right movie. And then for Scream, the Scream 4 reference, Scream 4 was also in suburbia. There's a big showdown, but no kills happen, in a movie screening with the barn. I told you I was going to spoil every single movie. There's a movie screening of Stab in a barn. And so I think it'd be really cute if the Scream 4 mask was dropped in an apartment, because Scream 4 is suburbia again, and on TV they were playing some horror movie with a barn, like Friday the 13th Part 2 or Midsummer. Then it's just a little nod to Scream 4. How cute. That's so freaking cute. That's for the fans. Okay, and then Scream 3. Scream 3 takes place on a movie set. It's all about like movie production. They're making a Stab movie. That's what it's about. In New York City, it's very uncommon for the street to get shut down for a film shoot. And so the characters could be absent-mindedly, like unknowingly walking through a film set. And then that's where the Scream 3 mask could be dropped. Because we're still in a bigger setting. We're still in New York City. It's not super obvious. It's not like the audience would be super mad and like see it coming right away. You know, it could be like revealed that they were on a film set, revealed that that's a Scream 3 mask. And that way you know that like they're keeping in mind the movie they're referencing. And then Scream 2, all of Scream 6 is a reference to Scream 2. And I'll probably make a little video on that too, because that's fun. So Scream 6 is already like on a college campus, but we could do like a new location in a college campus for the Scream 2 mask. We could do like at the library. We could do like at like a little student study cafe or something, because we do have a fake out frat party moment in Scream 6, which is fun. It's obvious, but it's fun. We have to do that. Why wouldn't you? You know, it's at college. You need a frat house or a sorority house. And we had a sorority house encounter in Scream 2 with Buffy. Sarah Michelle Gellar. Isn't that fun? She's in Scream 2. The end of Scream 6 is in this little abandoned theater. It's practically a museum of Stab memorabilia, of like, this is all of Gail Weathers' books, this is the weapons, this is the ghost face outfits, everything. It has everything. And Scream 2 ends the big showdowns in a theater also. So I think that's cute that they call back to Scream 2 in that way. But I think what would be cute, because we need the final Ghostface mask, which is Scream 1. I think it'd be cute to have a little meta line of like, we already had the final showdown in a house last time, so we had to improvise. And it's funny because it's like improvise, like you're in a theater. And that's a callback to this first Scream. So yeah. I think that those things would just really improve the movie, and they're just little bitty improvements that make it so much more for the fans, makes it so much more fun for the fans, makes it like that they're actually thinking about where these kills are happening and how, and it gives the masks a purpose, because otherwise it's just like, okay, why is he just wasting these masks? Like, if he has no plan for the masks, why even bother using them? Like, they're not calling cards, if they're not calling back to anything. Like, they're a little countdown, but who cares? Like, oh, I'm only gonna attack 6 people. Like, what? Like, that, okay? Like, that's all it says. Like, why not have it a callback to the actual movies? I think that would be, it just make it perfect, and it doesn't have to be obvious, and it doesn't have to be in your face. It's just little things for the fans. And Scream is so good about that. Because I found myself watching it and being like trying to read into it, like being like, what does that have to do with Scream 3? Like, what does that have to do with Scream 4? What does that have to do with it? And it doesn't. It has nothing to do with it. And they're like, it's bigger and better because Ghostface has a gun. It's like Ghostface has a gun in like every single movie. Scream 6 is pretty gory. Scream 4 is super gory. So I don't even know. I don't know what they thought they were doing. I don't think they did it though. Still, very fun movie. I just think it could have been more meta. More callback. If they're gonna do a callback killer, they should do a real callback killer. And that's how they could have done it. Because I'm, the expert and I know everything, so yeah. If we're dealing with Scream fans, you better be a Scream fan. Okay. That's all for now. Happy Halloween. Happy Ghostface. Whatever, I don't know. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.